Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Sorry, we're just a little late. We've been getting some late-breaking news, confirmation of a couple different things here. And we are still in the process of loading everything up. Hey, we've got a big show for you guys tonight. On your way in, if you haven't already, I would ask that you do us a favor and you do all the YouTube things. Like the channel, subscribe if you haven't, ding the bell. That way you stay up to date with all of the content that we will be releasing here coming up. Comment if you're watching us live and share the show with everyone you know. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a busy show. Da 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 da. It's the exact same shirt I have in the black. It's just my blue version. Now we'll see this for a couple days. It's oh, you've not seen the black one like this. Oh well, I'll wear it in the next run. It's just part of my my deal. I hope you guys can hang with it. Hey, listen, hope everything is going well. Let's see here. What's Kate saying? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. Yeah, where is that red guy? We got rid of him. Hey, listen, I was told someone was commenting today. Someone was commenting today and said that we got rid of all of our crew. All of the crew is gone. Everybody's gone. I was like, what crew? What are you talking about? The crew's all here. The gang's all here. I don't understand. Like, the gang is here. I don't understand. Kate, she's down in the duck. Brandon Rudd's here. He's going to be on. We just uploaded a bunch of shows of Brandon Rudd to the network. You know, we're all here. Here is, of course, the political spotlight. It is our new name, the new title here. Political Spotlight. If you have not noticed, this is not the Bastards of Politics anymore. The Political Spotlight. Kate has put the YouTube link up there. YouTube.com/@ the Political Spotlight. For those of you that have been having trouble finding us in YouTube, I apologize. We are a brand new channel.
No. I was so excited.
Yeah.
I meant to tell you guys,
Yeah.
I tried doing a search today for the Political Spotlight, and guess who appeared?
I know.
Ta-da!
I was so happy.
We're coming up in the world, baby.
Yeah.
We appear on a YouTube search now.
I know. I was so happy. I noticed that. Kate is right. All is right with the world. We do appear. Now, sometimes it pops up and we're the first pick. Sometimes it pops up and we're the 30th. Sometimes it pops up and we're the 10th. So you just got to look, but it is better than it not popping up at all, which it was doing in the last few days. But I've got to tell you, man, we got a really busy show. But I feel like we have to take a little bit of time and go through. I have always my entire life in broadcasting, which is not very much. It's relatively just 8 years. It's around there. I have always done something that I think a lot of people probably find crazy. Like I talk to people all the time and they're like, how do you deal with it when someone disagrees with you and they say things like negatively about you or whatnot? How do you deal with that? Or, it's like, you must have a thick skin. I'm like, yeah, look at me. My skin is really thick. Can you not tell? But I'm like, yeah, I things like that do not bother me. But I have always done this thing where I take somebody who hates me or appears to hate me more than anyone, and I like to give them like a commenter award or comment of the week or comment of the year. And I've not had to do that a lot lately. It's kind of went away. We've not had a whole lot of issues with that. So we're going to get into it. I'm going to let you guys know right now, first and foremost, before we go there, we have a busy show. I do not have a thumbnail for this show yet because I was literally loading it as we were coming in. So I will get the thumbnail up as soon as we are over. But the little run up for tonight's show, the description, if you will, is as follows. So here's our agenda for all of you people wondering what we're going to be talking about tonight. The run up is a former Madison County, Indiana county councilor is on the run. A warrant has been issued because of serious allegations, and now it looks as if dirty politics may be involved. Plus, more confirmation coming out of Henry County, Indiana, that point to the feds looking hard at Sheriff GQ Johnny, and Muncie, Indiana is dreaming with Mayor Dan, and the Board of Works holds a meeting. That's the run up, the description for tonight's episode. Our topics, of course, will be serious legal troubles in Madison County, Indiana, politically related, of course, more confirmation of a federal investigation in Henry County, Indiana, the Indiana city of Muncie, Indiana Mayor Dan Ridenauer has a Dream with Dan event tonight that we're going to go over, and the Board of Works holds a meeting, and more. Okay. And so that's what we are, that's kind of what we are going to be talking about this evening. And so I want to let everyone know that's what we're going to be dealing with. But before we get into all of the chaos and all of the craziness, I do let me see. I can share this with who I need to. Okay, yeah, right here we are. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry about that, folks. I was just doing this. So before we get into that, I do want to do one of our things where we would do the comment of the week, the comment of the month or whatnot, and just let you guys know how much I just truly love these comments, and we can kind of poke a little bit of fun at some craziness. So let me get this loaded up here. This is a comment from 2 nights ago. It was posted 11 hours ago on an episode 3 from 2 nights ago. And so the comment says, here we are with the comment section. And this is probably one of my most favorite comments. I've got a screenshot. I'm going to save it. I want to put it up. I want to put it up in gold in the studio here. And this is from Mr. or Mrs. WW2067. An interesting name. I think that's a Midwestern type of last name there, I think. But I have to get with my my people that deal with last names and whatnot. But Mr. or Mrs. WW2067 says, at the political spotlight, without the great crew you had, you will never be right as rain again. Right as rain? I can't believe you guys threw that away. It's kind of like when a great band splits up. You can't look past your differences. Whoever was the leader in the band, you guys should have just took good care of him because it really does. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I can't see. Why can't I see more? Aw, why is it not letting me see all of the comment? Oh, because, all right, here we go. Whoever was the leader of the band, you guys should have took good care of him, because it really does matter if the band wants to keep on playing, and apparently the band wants to play by themselves and have no listeners, because the leader was doing and definitely is doing right now just fine. That dude is rocking. I know I don't need to tell you. That is, I hope you guys work something out sooner or later, but I guess you will, and it probably wouldn't be the same ever again. Good luck, dude. So that's what it says. So that's, sorry, I had to back it out so I could read it all there. I apologize that we had the problem there. But so this person's basically saying that for some unknown reason, I feel like he thinks that maybe the band broke up and we don't have the same crew. I was kind of confused by this, because we really only have four. We only ever really had four people in the band, and over here it's like 3 people are still here. The band is here. It's kind of like we'll say it's like Genesis, all right? And Peter Gabriel left, and he's like, ha ha ha, look, I'm the voice of Genesis. You guys are screwed. And the dude in the back says, I think I can do it. I'm the drummer, and I know that doesn't really make sense, but I think I've got a voice. And then it becomes Phil Collins, and Genesis goes on, and it does just well, just fine. I don't think that this person must knew what kind of person he was dealing with here in the musical knowledge. It's like this person is talking about the Ramones, and like the bass player leaves, and he's like, hey, Joey Ramone is still up here on the microphone, but you guys don't sound the same. It's still the Ramones, man. When Joey Ramone is singing the song, good bands play for the love of the music, not for the love of fame, which is absolutely the main way to look at that. That's I was talking with Brandon earlier, and he said that, which is true. I just want to speak. Just Brandon's getting all like, we're still here playing. We're just playing because we want to, and I get it. Absolutely. That is very true. I think this guy forgets there was a point where I was literally speaking into a vast nothingness for 5 people. I did that once before, and I'm sure I will do that once again. But the crew's all here, man. We're here. The crew is still working. Well, we're doing our thing. And as far as I'm aware, the other guy's out doing his thing too. So like all is well. The other thing I don't get here is, if you look at the comments on the other channel during the first couple days of the split, everybody was happy that the split occurred. except this one person in our comments. And I don't get, this is the one person that is like, hey, I'm not happy. I want you to go back and do what you were doing before. And it's, it's kind of like, I don't know how else to say it, but it's like when John Lennon said, I'm the drummer, thank you very much, Mary. But it's like when John Lennon said, the dream is over, I don't know what else to say about that. I just I don't know. I thought that was very interesting, but I just want to make sure that that's what it was. Hold on a second. When in John Lennon's song God, he says, the dream is over. What can I say? The dream is over yesterday. I was the dream weaver, but now I'm reborn. I was the walrus, but now I'm just John. And so, dear friends, you'll just have to carry on. The dream is over. I just believe in me, Yoko, and me. That's reality. So, I think we'll be just fine that the bastards are not around. We're still here. I'm sorry that you wanted me to still be singing Love Me Do and shaking my head and my ass for the fans and the girls, but I grew up, there's a quote from also John Lennon. So, I just wanted to play that. That was my favorite quote. I just thought it was a very weird quote because literally you've got everybody involved. I know no one has seen Brandon Rudd live since the shakeup. He's out recording All Things Must Pass. He'll be out here. It'll be a double album. I'm sure it'll be great. It'll be wonderful when he arrives. Oh my God, Alva's comments won't come up. Alva, have you went up? Have you checked out and have you checked out and came back in? I see your comments, Alva. Right here. Charlie says, I never used to listen on Thursdays much. Now I will, likely will more. Yeah, hey, because Thursdays is just me and like Brandon and Kate, we're all here. So yeah, everybody's doing well. And I think we're going to do, man, I don't understand why that is, Alva. I definitely hate that. I see your comments. I don't know why it says, I don't know why it's telling you your comments aren't coming up, but your comments are definitely showing up. All right, so let's get on to Madison County. We're going to be looking at what's going on here in the situation. This is a really weird story out of Madison County. This is a story that actually really hit in July, August-ish, around I believe. I think we'll give us the actual dates here in just a moment. I'm going to give you the information here from from Fox 59, and we will let you see this here. Well, I guess we're not going to pull it up. I'll just read it to you. So, a former Madison County councilman who is accused of trigger warning here. Trigger warning. You might want to put the trigger warning up, or the thing there, Kate. I just want to get everybody here. We're going to be talking about strong language. Okay. All right. So just be advised. A former Madison County councilman who is accused of of a sexual crime, rape on an underage girl in 2020 is being sought by police after he failed to show up for his appointed court date. According to court records, former Madison County Councilman Steve Sumner, 55, was set to appear in Madison County Court on Thursday after failing to show. The court issued a warrant for Sumner's arrest. At the time of publishing, Sumner's warrant is still active. Previous reports detail that Sumner resigned his seat on Madison County Council in May of 2021, several months after his charges were first filed in December of 2020. Charging documents accuse Sumner of a litany of charges related to child sexual crimes. Online court records show that he currently faces 15 felony charges that include, please trigger warning, be advised, child seduction, possession of child pornography, child molestation, and of course, rape. Sumner was 52 years old when he was accused first of this horrible crime. He was accused of molesting an underage girl in the early parts of 2020. The victim told officers she attempted to resist by pushing and kicking him, court documents reveal. A search for Sumner's phone included the discovery of images and videos of a young nude female, according to documents. The photos were reportedly of the victim and were taken in 2019 and 2020. The text messages were also reportedly found on the phone that were sent by Sumner to the victim that asked the underage girl for photographs of her in the shower. A court date in Sumner's case is currently slated for September 5th. All right. So that's what we have as far as the story. Okay. And I'm telling you, even elected officials, everyone has the ability to do something that's just absolutely sickening and just completely debased as this. This is a horrible story. I want to post up here a picture of Mr. Sumner for you so you guys can get an understanding of what he looked like back at the time that he would have been that this first happened. This is a picture here on the screen of Steve Sumner at the time. Okay, this is what Mr. Sumner appeared like, and I believe here's another picture of him. It looks like when he was running for office. That's him a little younger, so it would have been a couple years earlier when he first was running, I believe. And I want to let me pull this down here. I want to show you an older picture of him. This would have been his original mugshot, I believe. Give me 1 second here. I'm gonna pull this up, and this would have been when he was initially arrested for these charges. Give me a second here, and we'll get this pulled up here. So the thing is, and it's really unfortunate. I had had many many conversations with this this Mr. Sumner while he was on the council. I had talked to him multiple times, and it's really, really concerning. It's sad. He basically oh yeah, almost always guilty. Absolutely. Well, here's the it wouldn't do what I wanted it to do, so we'll do it this way. That's no big deal. The picture over here on the in this corner in the black, it looks like he's getting ready to have a haircut or whatever's going on. That's the picture of him. That's the most recent picture of him. And so that's what he would look like then basically when he was originally charged with this crime. And so, I just want to say that this is unspeakable. This is unimaginable. Here he is. This is Mr. Sumner at the time of his arrest. And this is just a really, really horrible crime. This man is despicable. Now, I want to say this is a situation where it's really hard for people to hear what I'm getting ready to say. So please understand that, like anyone else in America, this man is innocent until proven guilty. Now, it's fair to say that because he is on the run, because he decided to take off and run like a child, like a mindless person who did not care to stand his day in court. That only leads us to a couple of conclusions. Why is he not wanting to clear his name if that's what he is, so wanting to do? Annie, he's been on the run since they're saying probably about April of this year. Unfortunately, he was married. He is married, and that's the situation. Now, this is just the initial newsy part of this interview, or it's not an interview, rather. This is just the newsy part of this story. We're getting ready to get into the political aspect of this, because a lot of people are saying things like, was he married? Was he out on GPS? And we're going to be talking about that in just 1 second. I want to pull this up so you guys can understand what else is going on here, because the problem with this is, folks, that there is a lot of issues going on here, and I love this. There's been a lot of work done by a group in Madison County called Madison County Government Accountability, and I want to right now say thank you to Shelley Boggs Harvey for bringing this to my attention. As a lot of you probably don't know, if you're the YouTube people that have recently met me in October of last year, I have worked in Madison County on political stories. I've been involved in Madison County and am very familiar with the people over there. I have done things over there, and I know all of these characters, and so I'm familiar with these people. In your several conversations with him, did anything seem off with him? Did he seem altogether? No, I will tell you, that's the thing. If I would characterize him, I would say, I'm going to try to do this carefully. When I spoke with him, I always got the feeling he always creeped me out. He always would say things like he really was happy to speak with me. And now I talk to a lot of politicians, and very few politicians say, "Oh, I'm happy to speak with you." Most of the time, if I'm speaking to a politician, something is not good. Something's probably wrong. I'm joking. I have a lot of lovely conversations with politicians, but at the time there were some serious issues going on in Madison County, and he always wanted to appear to be transparent and on the record with me. But I will tell you that he is very very creepy, and you know how it just goes to seem that every time someone is arrested for child molestation and their picture is posted in the paper and they are sentenced off to prison, they've been convicted, they are now guilty as sin, okay? And people are like, "Oh yeah, that fits, that tracks, he looks like a child molester." That's the feeling I always got from Mr. Sumner. He seemed very peculiar. And when I heard this, I wasn't like, "Oh my God, that's crazy." I heard this and I thought, yeah, that tracks. That makes sense. Annie, he served on Madison County Council at least 2 terms. And he was currently running, or was in the running for, or would be running. I believe that around the time that he was picked up, he might have been running, and they had to caucus someone in for that position. So he has served a time or two. I think he was caucused in to fill the seat, and then to fill a seat that someone left, and he did that, and then he won one term on his own. And his day job, that's interesting. I don't know if I know off the top of my head what his let's see here. I don't know if I know off the top of my head what his day job is. And now, keep in mind, I am just now getting back involved with this situation. I want to say that the person that I thanked, Mrs. Shelley Harvey from Madison County, she contacted me because I was following Madison County, and then some things that I were following, they cleared up, things were fixed, and a new government was elected, and I kind of bowed out of Madison County. I then heard that this man had these issues in 2021. I followed his resignation, and people were asking questions on all of this. He was very quiet, and then he was obviously charged and whatnot. And then I just assumed that this walked its way through the legal justice system. I didn't think that there was anything out of the norm about this. And so when Shelly contacted me out of the blue a couple days ago and said, hey, this guy's on the run, all this stuff's going on, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. I didn't know that. And so I'm just now getting back involved with all of this. Yeah.
So I have some information. Mm-hmm. Sumner was elected to the Madison County Council from District 2 in 2018 and resigned his seat on the council in May of, looks like 2021. He also served as a pastor with the Lighthouse Church in Anderson. Mm. I think I'm going to throw up now.
Yeah, Charlize wrote that over there, and I recalled, as soon as she said that, I recalled that was a thing, and that's very, very unfortunate, and it always goes to seem that I have to believe that it's these people gravitate to positions and places where they can where they will be around possible victims is what I think. I'm going to show you a picture here in a minute. It says, the day before Steve Sumner's last county council meeting he attended, records show he was drinking and dining in Texas. He made it back to Madison County to attend the January 12th, 2021 meeting, but after that, he was MIA for the January 2026 special meeting, the February 9th regular meeting, the March 9th regular meeting, the April 13th regular meeting, and the May 11th regular meeting until he finally resigned. I wonder if Steve Sumner was paid for all of those meetings that he didn't attend. Well, I can tell Shelley that the answer is yes, he was paid. Did the council decide to keep him in his empty seat until Diana Likens, Commissioner Darlene Likens' daughter-in-law, was ready, available to take his place? County council members could have expelled Sumner with a 2/3 vote for failure to perform the duties of the office, but they didn't. Curious minds are getting more and more curiouser. Now, I'm not 100% sure that Shelley will be interested in interviewing or not. I'm going to reach out to all of the folks down here that are interested, anyone that might be interested in speaking out about this. I'm going to try and have someone on tomorrow, and so we will do this. Let's see here.
Yoko, you're correct. I'm also finding him listed as the owner of Anderson Sign
and Banner. That's exactly right. That's the other thing, which I tell you, I absolutely despise hearing. My father owned Muncie Tent and Awning, and they were direct competition with that company. I did not know, but there were times that I had dealt with people in and around that kind of that world, and I just, I do remember that. And so that means, he randomly dealt with people in the community, sign and banners. A lot of times you'll get people like that who will do work for, little leagues and schools and things like that. So it's just very concerning knowing all of this. I want to say the kid, the victim, God be with this child. Obviously, just such a horrible situation, and I hope that the child is getting all of the care and counseling and whatnot that the child needs. But I want to say, and I'm going to have to dig into this. There was some kind of a connection. It wasn't just like just someone out in the world that he picked up on. But so here's the picture of Mr. Sumner the day before he came back for his last meeting, and apparently this picture was taken in Texas, and there are folks that can confirm that. Shows him working on some kind of a house or something. Audie, you're an idiot. So is who still on the board? Ryan Armstrong said, "Is someone still on the board?" Speaking of that, did they? Okay. Oh yeah, I get it. A smoking and drinking pastor. Yeah. He's smoking and yeah. So then inside of the Madison County Government Accountability page, there is this comment. Okay. And I'm going to read this. And obviously you can see the names, but I just don't like reading names. So, such and such, he had previously been accused of sexual misconduct with minors in the late 1990s, early 2000s, and he got off. People in this town who know this history already knew he was guilty. There's literally too much information out here for anyone to believe otherwise. This nonsense isn't a new thing. Been going on all my life, which is exactly why I'm not politically or religiously affiliated, like the majority of my family. It is also why I don't respect a church affiliation either. My case is even manipulative now. I have proven that multiple times by taking screenshots of the mayor's son's case. Sumner's cases were either somehow hidden so they didn't get input, or whomever was inputting these files was a personal friend. So that's the situation. If you know, you know. And so that's that. Because I did know that there were several allegations that were made against him at various times. Oh yeah. It's going to take a whole lot of counseling for the victim, and I hope that the child is able to get what she needs and is definitely cared for. Now, I also want to bring something to your attention. Give me a second. Let me see if I can post this. Okay, because this the person that brought this to my attention really has done a lot of work involved with this, and I want to give her all of the credit, and I'm so happy that she got back in contact with me. I thought that this case had been resolved and that justice had already been doled out, and that was that. So I want to read this to you. This is from the 7th of August. Update on Steve Sumner, accused child molester rapist. The Madison County Magistrate, Jason Childers, is responsible for allowing Steve Sumner to go free. Now, get this. This man is currently accused of 15 felonies. 15 felonies for sexual child crimes, okay? And I want you guys to hear what I'm getting ready to tell you, because this is absolutely disgusting. He was free on $5,000 bond. $5,000 bond. All right. the magistrate in Madison County, Jason Childers, who bears a lot of responsibility for this and needs to be contacted by citizens of the community, and they need to ask, why he felt that that was appropriate and what his connection is that he would make a ruling like this. Was set free on a $5,000 bond. The Madison County prosecutor and judges all recused themselves of this case. Special Judge Jeffrey Todd from Tippecanoe Grant County was then appointed. FYI, in case anyone is interested in the conditions of the bond in Indiana, the offender must obey all federal and state laws. The offender cannot commit any other crimes. The offender cannot leave the city that he or she lives in or committed the crime in that they're currently in, or the state. The offender cannot have contact with other known criminals. It looks like Steve Sumner has been ignoring the law and has been known to have traveled to Texas in March of 2021. How often was Steve Sumner traveling? And she has posted messages that say, "Hi, I had previously talked to you all previously about Steve leaving the state and was told we need proof. I received his bank statement from the account he opened after this happened. It shows all through there that he's almost out of state more than he's in state. Is this enough proof?" And the person messaged back, this was a victim assistant, and said, "Jackie said we would have to see what it is that you're talking about. Is there any way that you can send this to me?" So people were making it a known that this person was not doing right. And so basically what they put forward was a copy of this man's banking and debit card with withdrawals. Now, you might say, wait a minute, how did somebody have access to this? How would somebody have got these records? Well, keep in mind that he was trying to, his wife was trying to get a divorce from him, but because all of this stuff happened and he's now on the run, his wife, who I want to say for the record is also a victim in this. All right. His wife is a victim in this. She is not guilty. She's not part of this. This was all a shock to her. And that's the situation. So it's not like anyone could just get access to these. I could not just call and get access to this man's bank records, but obviously, the fact that his wife, estranged wife, is still legally married to him, it's, I'm sure, a curse for her, but it is a blessing for investigators because she's got access to his bank accounts and things like that. So, just for the record, I would assume that's how these records came to be. But so this showed in March of 19, in March of 22, that he was, at all of these locations, and I'm sure that they're proving that that there's this gentleman was out of state. There is definitely serious questions here that needs to be addressed by the judge here. Give me 1 second. Hold this up. It's the wrong thing. So I just want to bring that to your attention. There's one more thing here that I wanna try to find here. Give me 1 second that I want to talk about. Fine. I want to get the here we go. Ugh. If you're interested in this, if you're interested in more information, I would head over to the Facebook page, the Madison County. Let me share this. The Madison County Government Accountability page. They have done quite a bit of work on this, and so I want to be compiling all this information. Here it's talking about how there's been some back and forth between various political officials and the Sumner situation. I mean, it seems like Madison County has so much craziness going on. Look here. We've got Ben Gale, county council attorney, his attendance, January present, February present, March absent, June, July, August. I mean, good Lord, look at this. This is a 57% attendance rate. What in the hell is happening in Madison County? Good Lord. This kind of craziness is insane to me. They definitely, I guess, need another trip by Bilbrey. So this is a podcast that has been put out. Now, I've watched a couple episodes from this, and it's a very hard watch. Listen, I know that I am someone that talks a lot, but when I have guests on, I let the guests speak. I want to hear what the guests say. I'll ask questions, and then I let them talk. The host there has a real hard time with wanting to interject for the entire thing. So it's a hard watch, hard listen, but you might listen to that. Appearance by attorney in civil case. Appearance form must be filed on behalf of every party. Madison County Board of Commissioners. Oh, this is not related to Sumner. Here's the Sumner situation. It appears the Likens funded and directed Steve Sumner's travels. Did Steve work for the Likens? Did the Likens direct Steve to travel out of state for work? They knew he was out on bail. Who purchased Steve's airfare? Steve made purchases on board air carriers and at major airports, yet there's no corresponding purchases of airfare. Or did the Likens just fund his travels? Steve started traveling immediately after posting bail, traveling frequently during his entire time free on bail. And this person has taken the time to post all of the places where apparently these bank expenditures line up with where he was out. Within weeks of posting bail on charges related to sexual misconduct with minors and possession of child pornography, Sumner began traveling out of state. During this time, frequent deposits were made to Sumner's bank account from Likens Farms. These deposits continued after Sumner faced additional and more serious charges. Did the Likens employ Sumner and direct him to travel out of state? Did the Likens merely fund Sumner's travels? Now, the Likens, when they're saying Likens is a big political name in Madison County. There's one of them that's on the city or the county council. One of them's in the commissioner's office. And if this is in fact proved to be accurate, that we have political officials who are paying money to Sumner after all of this for him to be traveling out here while he's on bail, this is a major, major issue. And I think that it's completely and utterly insane. I want to look here just briefly. There was a section. There was something that I wanted you guys to see here. Give me 1 second. I want to show you. There was someone sent me the somebody sent me a a piece of a document that I feel like is pretty important. And I want to show you here. Give me 1 second. Pictures. I, for the life of me, cannot find the photo that I was looking at finding. Here we go. Alleged pedophile Steve Sumner has trial continued. Steve Sumner, who's out on a $5,000 bail for counts of rape and seduction. An adoptive child. That's what this is. This was a child that was in his home as an adoptive child. So there's something wrong. This child is a juvenile that does not have parents, is an orphan. Whatever's going on, maybe has parents that have been in the system or whatnot, and is in need of a home, and is placed in this man's home and is made a victim. This is the worst kind of offender. It's absolutely just completely disgusting. It's completely sad, and it's something that absolutely needs to be exposed. And the thing is, as I stated a little bit ago, this man is innocent until proven guilty. That being said, his actions are not aligning with a man that wants to clear his name, all right, first and foremost. But secondly, even though he's innocent until proven guilty, the elected officials in Madison County should have known that this man was poison, that being anywhere around or near or touching or having anything to do with this man would have been death to a political campaign. And the fact that we have elected officials who were still giving him money, helping him hide out, that is very, very, very worrisome. And it's not something that is a good thing. I want to, for the life of me, I cannot find the initial, that picture. There was a picture that someone shared to me, and it showed the I will have to get all these documents together. I apologize. I thought that I had this when I started, and that's my bad. I hate that. I hate not being prepared. I always have stuff to give to Kate, or Kate's found stuff and did that. So I'll have to see what's going on there. I apologize. We will do more on that tomorrow. And I will definitely be following more about this. Annie, his connection to Lycan's farm is well, first and foremost, he was a political figure with the Likens. Darlene Likens and the Likens crew are deeply entrenched in Madison County politics, and he would definitely have been part of their world when on the county council. Now it appears as if by these records here that Likens Farm put money in his account after he was out on bail, and after, by law, he was needing to stay inside the state of Indiana. They were putting money in his account. You know, I would say so that he could travel. Maybe they will say it differently. Maybe they will say, well, we owed him money and we were just paying him back in little pieces. I don't know what they would say. We're going to ask them and find out. We will get them on here and we will find out what they're going to say about this. But I believe that this is very, very concerning, because it, to me, looks as if they would be able to they were funding his run. That's a good question, Diane Stevens. And sometimes if you do that, if you freeze an account, you don't know where the person goes after the account is frozen. There is a reason to leave accounts open. I know that there have been homicide investigations that I've been a part of where there will be a suspect that is utilizing an account, and what will happen is, instead of letting that account go negative, what they will do is they will have people that are close to the person on the run, or maybe the victims that are funneling, family of the victims or whatever, that are funneling money into the account. Because as long as that person is able to use the account, you know what I mean? That's a way to track him. So, there's pros and cons for that. It definitely allows for that to be tracked. Yeah, Mary Nicholson, this is insane. The fact that he was able to be to be traveling like this, and the fact that these people knew what was going on, because this was a big thing. It's not like this was hush hush. This was a Madison County elected official. I was at the Madison County meeting when he resigned. It was like after the problem was found, and then like his last meeting. But if law enforcement is directing them to put money into the account, that would be one thing. But that normally would be if the victims are doing it. In this situation, I don't think that's what's going on. In this situation, I believe that you are right. In this situation, while they might not necessarily be accessories to the original crimes, they definitely would be helping keep this person on the lam, as one might say. And the bottom line here, the concerning part of all of this is the fact that during the initial time when the Madison County government was aware that he had resigned, and the prosecutors and judges all recused themselves, and special judges and special prosecutors were put in place, for this magistrate to give him a $5,000 bond, okay, is crazy. the really concerning part here is once the special prosecutor from Grant County got this case and busted it wide open, he determined that Mr. Sumner needed to be charged with so much more. And he charged Sumner with so many more counts. And he requested that the magistrate up his bail. And when that happened, the magistrate said, "No, I'm not going to do that." And matter of fact, he put the bail down at $5,000 and let that be it. So the question you've got to ask yourself here is, was there political pressure put on this magistrate? Very, very, very concerning. Now, I do want to answer this. Tara says his wife was aware that he was traveling. Why didn't she report that? That sounds as though she was equally at fault as this child was victimized. No. I want to make sure. I want to make sure that we're not mixing things up. The child was victimized in Madison County. The child wasn't victimized out on the road. After the victimization occurred, as soon as that news came out, the wife left him. She left him. She immediately went to the attorney and immediately went through the process to file for divorce and do all of that stuff. The man is going to jail, doing all of that stuff. He's given this ridiculously low bail for 15 felonies relating to sexual crimes. And then he goes off and he's on the run. So she wasn't sure where he was at. It wasn't until she then got access to the bank accounts that she was able to now pinpoint, and that's why we have this access. Like I said, right here on the right-hand side of the screen, those are his bank accounts. Well, the police didn't release those. Those are out because I would assume his wife gave access to those. So she's very much a part of the good guys on this. The wife is absolutely a victim. The wife is a victim in this case. She's definitely been someone that just wants out. And I believe that she's actually speaking. I'm going to try to see if she would be willing to come on and talk with us. If that's something that if that's something that she would be willing to do. So I know that there's a lot of people that are following this information, and I will do that. I will do my best to get more information on this. I will put more story together on this tomorrow. And I really want to say, for the people of Madison County, if you watch this in repeat or whatever, please spread the word in Madison County, and I will be doing some digging on this, and we will have more. I just don't want to give bad information in this case, because I don't want to add to the victimization of any of the folks that are victims in this case. So we're going to get this information and get more information and bring it forward. So I will bring that to you, and we will have more information on this in the days and I'm sure weeks to come. However, why did the child not feel like she could have went? I mean, we're asking questions that we've got no idea. I mean, there could be. I mean, you're asking a question of why does. I mean, it's very common for victims of sexual crimes to not go and speak this or not tell anybody. I mean, maybe they were threatened under fear of death or injury. If you tell somebody, I'm going to kill you, or there's lots of reasons why that wouldn't have happened. And, we could, speculate about that until we were blue in the face. The bad thing is, and I'll put it to you this way: the police have not looked at Sumner's estranged wife. They investigated this fully. I believe the police did a great job here. The police did a great job. The police did not mishandle this. It's sad to me that the police did as well of an investigation as they did. They did as good a job as they could have done. And then because politics are involved, this man slips through the cracks and he's gone. My question is, how many other victims have there been between then and now? Has he victimized other people? And by God, I'll say this: they absolutely will be victims that will be at the feet of I'm back on the bastards of politics. They'll be at the feet of the judge and anyone involved with allowing that to happen. Likens, I'm telling you, listen to me. Listen, I know that this story's been on a couple of other podcasts here lately, and those podcasts try to do the very best to look at all sides, and they don't get into the doing whatever. They're more news oriented. I'm going to tell you that's not how I roll here. And the Likens know me. I actually have went to bat at various times for various Likens that were running for office. Likens, you know that I'm going to be asking you questions, and I will not stop until we get information. And if you were involved with this, you need to come forward now and get all of that out and flip over a new leaf, because this will come out and we will yell it from every roof in Madison County. We will mobilize the people, and we will make sure that you guys are ran out of Madison County and Anderson with pitchforks and fire. Politically speaking, we will make sure that you guys never hold seat in Madison County or Anderson politics again, if in fact you were involved with this. Yes, to your point, we do not know, Yoko Duo, if the mother was told about this. We don't know that. I don't have any of that information, because there's a minor that is, and I want to be clear, it's a minor that is under the age of 16. This is a minor that is under the age of 16. Now, I don't know how under, okay? So I don't know. That's, whatever. So we'll have to see there. Okay. Next, we move on to the situation in Henry County. For those people here from Henry County, I have said, and I want to be clear about this, that we stated that give me 1 second. Oh, good. I like that post. That was for a different thing. Okay, so moving on into Henry County, I want to say, first of all, let me back up. I will have as much information about this deal in Madison County as humanly possible. We will talk to whoever will be willing to talk to us, and this is a story we will be following. So if you're interested in this, if you want to hear more about this, expect to hear more about this. We will talk about this tomorrow. We'll talk about this in the next several days. If you have not subscribed to the channel, now's the time to do so. If you haven't hit that bell so you don't, not get the notifications, now is the time to do so. Okay, moving on to Henry County. There's a lot of stuff going on in Henry County. And there is apparently so much going on that even multiple folks within the political activism, political, I guess if you'd call it watchdog community, are involved in what's going on in Henry County. And, that's good. I want to say that, as I said last night, we are responsible here for what this channel does. And we are only responsible for what this channel does. We are not responsible for any of the good that any other channel might do or any bad that any other channel might do. And we are solely responsible for the good and the bad that we do as a channel. That being said, there is a lot going on in Henry County, and there is a lot to be covered. I have been talking with sources from Henry County. Of course, we are all aware that Indiana's Mike Braun was back in the home state today. He was away from DC and he was making the Republican circuit. I would be certain probably that Ridenauer had some kind of meeting with him. I would be certain, more than likely, that Bob McCoy probably had some kind of meeting with him. I would be surprised to find out that others didn't meet with him. I would say that people met with him from all over East Central Indiana. Matter of fact, there are pictures that are going up. One of those meetings was a meeting in Henry County at the Sproles compound. The sheriff of Henry County, John Sproles, had an event in which he invited other elected officials, primarily of the Republican variety, to attend this meeting. And so basically, Sproles put out I want to get this. Let me get this right here. Post this up. Okay. I'm going to show this here. All right. So, the thing that we're going to show left, right. Okay. What's this thing here? Oh yeah, I get it. Okay. All right. So we have this Facebook post here. This is made by. Now I want you to look at this. I want you to look at this for a moment. This is very interesting to me, because we're going to go and look at, literally, this came in as I was just sitting here talking with you all live. This literally popped up in my notifications, and I want to share this with you. This is a post from back the day before my birthday. This is a post from July 25th. This is Fox 59. It's Fox 59's story. It says, a Muncie resident has filed a lawsuit with the ACLU of Indiana against Henry County Sheriff, claiming John Sproles has violated the First Amendment by deleting the resident's Facebook comments and blocking him from the following and commenting on Sproles' professional sheriff's page. Muncie resident files civil suit against Henry County Sheriff surrounding Facebook page. All right. And we get a comment here. I thought Republicans supported the First Amendment, typical hypocrisy. And we get this Dennis Faree, who says, pretty interesting. It's his personal page. Well, we see here in the picture, it says, John M. Sproles for Henry County Sheriff. All right. Well, remember, prior to me filing the lawsuit, it did not say that. It said John M. Sproles hyphen Henry County, Indiana Sheriff. That's what it said. He only changed it afterwards to try to cover his tracks. And then we see here in this comment that we have a Sproles troll, Dennis Faree, saying it's pretty interesting. It's his personal page. Okay. And so this is very interesting to me, because I come down and said it is absolutely not his personal page. His personal page looks like this. His personal page is titled John Sproles, and it has him and his wife in their suit attire. I say, I post this up, and look here, you can see this clear as day. Change name, okay? Created Sproles for Sheriff, June 30th, 2021. Change name to John Sproles for Henry County Sheriff, February 28th, 2022. December 31st, 2022. Change name to John M. Sproles, comma, Henry County Sheriff. March 13th, 2023. Change name to John M. Sproles, hyphen, Henry County Sheriff. July 23rd, 2023, which was after the lawsuit was filed, he changed the name back to John M. Sproles for Henry County Sheriff. So, Mr. Free, I want to explain to you, you're wrong. Your boy here is wrong, okay? You're talking about this page, okay? John Sproles, Henry County Sheriff. This is not a candidate page, and this is not a personal page, okay? Dennis Free then he's then taught a lesson. He says, it would appear to me to be a violation of your right. Precedent has been set on this issue. I appreciate the name history. His claim of being personal page still interests me. I don't know why that would interest you. I blew that out of the water. I am wondering the legality of the official government page and personal. I have not taken any steps to research because I'm sure you already know. Do you register different? I don't know. Teach me. I don't know what he means about registering differently. You can have pages, you got pages, whatever. The page that he was referring to was the page that the elected sheriff was communicating with the public on. That is a public page. That is a public governmental page It was titled John M. Sproles, Henry County Sheriff, for the love of God. All right? So it is what it is. Now, just 13 minutes ago, someone commented and said, if it's his personal page, then why are the taxpayers of Henry County having to pay his legal fees for the lawsuit? Should that not be his responsibility as an individual to pay it out of his own pocket if it's his personal page, as he claims the citizens should only be paying legal fees if it was the governmental page? That is a really, really good point.
Wait, didn't JD do the same thing with his First Amendment lawsuit? It was a personal page, but the taxpayers paid for the attorney because he went through the legislature to get that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow, that's
absolutely
interesting. JD is just teaching all kinds of people all kinds of nasty tricks.
It really is. He's such an educator. It's really disgusting. I just absolutely am confused, that these people are listening to him. It really, like Annie says, it doesn't matter as long as he's using the page to communicate official business. Doesn't matter what he wants to call it. And that's why I always tell these political figures, look, his page, I want to take you guys back up here. His page that looks like this, his page that looks like that, John Sproles, that's his personal page. I'm not asking to be given access to that page. But the moment that he goes to that page and he posts government action, government business, and sheriff's department news, or the second that he starts engaging in political discussion on his John Sproles Family Man page, that too then must be opened up for everyone. So I always tell people, caution yourselves, have two different pages, but on your family page, if you're going to block people, do not discuss what goes on. Don't have that you work for the city. Don't have that you're in this position. Have nothing. Act as if it does not exist. They're in two different worlds. I caution people on that all the time, but I'm not asking for access to this page. I just want the access to the other pages.
So, question, did you notice the ad? Hosted by...
That's
by what?
Yep, that's what I was getting to next.
Oh, I'm sorry. I jumped the gun.
No, you're fine. Yeah, you're fine. That's what I was getting to then, right here. This ad says John M. Sproles for Henry County Sheriff. Please join me tomorrow at 4 p.m. at Heartland Christian School to meet United States Senator Mike Braun. Oh, isn't that so nice? Isn't that so nice and lovely? Like, that's a really, really, really nice message that he's got going there, okay? Now, what I want to say is about this page, all right, is that, let's go on. We are living in some interesting political times. We need our citizens to speak up and get engaged at the local, state, and national level. Do you, Mr. GQ Johnny Lawdog, do you really truly want that? Because to me, it seems as if you do not want that. Because when you have citizens speaking up, this is what that looks like. All right? I don't think that you do want us speaking up. Bring your questions. Bring your friends and let your voices be heard. I look forward to seeing you there. Now, listen to what this says. Okay. It says, Mike Braun for Indiana. You're invited to a meet and greet with Mike Braun for governor, Wednesday, August 16th, 4 p.m., hosted by Henry County Sheriff John Sproles. Kindly RSVP to grassroots at MikeBraunForIndiana.com, Heartland Christian School, and then he gives the address of the school. Now, this Heartland Christian School is the business, the church-based business that Sproles and his family own. It's his property, and it's absolutely wild. That's a whole other story. But there is definitely some interesting question, because this is a text message that the sheriff sent out. Good morning. No reply necessary. I would love it if you could join us here at the school today at 4 p.m. to meet Senator Braun. He will likely be our next governor. God, I hope not. Hope you can make it. Invite and bring anyone you can. This is not a fundraising event. Okay? Now, I don't know currently when this was sent, but I'm working on finding out, because I also know what time the sheriff worked today. And if the sheriff was sending that out while he was on the clock, whoa, boy, that ain't no good. It ain't no good. So I'm in the process of digging into this further too. Very similar to the Madison County story, we will have more. But before we leave Sproles for the evening and move on to Muncie, I want to see, I want you to know what's going on. And that is this. I received one more time confirmation today from a source with inside Henry County government. That it was something that the source gave me information that one more time, that the FBI or the federal government is in fact investigating Sheriff Sproles for his actions and involvement with the use of force issue on the July 6th, 2023 date. So I have been hearing that more and more people are telling people that the feds are investigating Sheriff Sproles. I've heard that Sheriff Sproles has been having the FBI or the feds talk to some of the people that have been involved with the incident, some of the people who were there. I heard that they spent nearly 3 hours with one of the higher ranking guys on on the sheriff's department the other day that they talked to him for nearly 3 hours. And I am hearing confirmation after confirmation after confirmation. And what I heard today, yet again, was one more confirmation. And this was from a person that was very, very big with inside, we'll say either the law enforcement or Henry County government role. Yes, Mary, I did hear that this is being investigated in connection with a hate crime. Absolutely. Joe says Travis Week will bury that in the no print section for him. I'm sure he will. I'm sure that they will put it together in a nice, neat little coffin and give it a send off in some area of the paper that is not read. And Sproles will continue to pay that good green money to the Courier Times for the Sproles Corporation or whatever it is. And Week will continue being a pocket holder for the sheriff. And it's really sad. It's really sad that that's going on. So again, confirmation from a really reliable source that the feds are looking into Sproles. I also heard from a close from someone that they would consider themselves a longtime personal friend of the Sproles family, that has said that this is all hitting Sproles very hard, that he is getting it from all ends, that he has made the statement that he is taking on water faster than he can bail it out, which is a statement apparently that he made. And I heard that he said that the feds are investigating the incident. Christopher Bilbrey is out here pounding me and doing whatever it is that he's doing, and then now they had a run-in with Civic Duty and the Political Night, I guess, yesterday. So look, they're getting it from all ends, man. And I'm telling you, I just want to say this. Listen, Sproles, I want to offer you a bit of not a peace offering, but I want to offer you a bit of help. You, sir, can make your life better. All you have to do is say, I am in over my head. I thought I could do this. I was wrong. I'm going to resign. No one will think less of you. Matter of fact, as I'll always say, if you resign, I will shake your hand and I will call you a true man, because that is what a true man and a true leader would do. A true leader would recognize you're in over your head. So I don't mess with private officials. I don't mess with private individuals, excuse me. I deal with public officials. I deal with government officials. I deal with elected officials. I deal with public employees that are public servants. I do not interact with private individuals. Sproles, admit that you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. It just wasn't meant to be. Step down and we'll move on. All right, that's the last of Sproles. We will have more on that, and now we go on to Muncie. Oh, did you reach out to Officer Humphreys today? I did. I didn't reach out to him as far as a phone call. I did send a private message. I have not heard back from him yet. I don't know what his schedule is. I don't know when he's on, when he's not on, or what the deal is. So it might be a while. I will stay up to date with that. Josh says, is there a way to FOIA request the internal affairs investigation footage or documents? So the short answer of that is no. The long answer of that is I'm not leaving yet. We got one more story. So unless you gotta leave, if you gotta leave, then good night, bro. But if not, we've got one more thing to cover. And a few timing issues. That's hilarious. Always with those timing issues. No, your basically the investigation is an investigation, so it's not accessible through public records. Any internal affairs situation would not be open until an official action is taken, and then even if an official action is taken, very limited amount of information would be accessible. Now, the video is accessible, and I'm going to go see that as soon as the chief deputy gets back off of his COVID ordeal. So hopefully that will be any time. I sent an email to them today saying, okay, it's time. Let's get on the ball with this. It's time to make other arrangements. Let's go. So we'll see where that gets them. So that's that. Let me see. What was the other thing? I do think he'll take the ship down. No, the party would caucus in. Basically, if the sheriff would resign, the chief deputy would just be in charge for like maybe a couple weeks, maybe a month, until the party would hold a caucus, and anyone that was sheriff or anyone that was interested in putting in for the sheriff could do so, and then the party would caucus and vote for who they wanted to be. So it's up to the political party of the person who's in office. So if a Republican leaves office like that, the Republicans get to replace him. If a Democrat leaves office, the Democrats replace him. If it's a libertarian, so that's what goes on there. So I will have more on that and let you guys know more on that tomorrow and in the upcoming days. Okay, let's see here. Political Night says, okay, this is interesting. So the Political Night has said Sproles has agreed to a face-to-face meeting as long as it remains cordial Friday or Monday. Can I ask you, and you are free to answer this or not answer this at your will. What is the meeting reference? Like, what's the meeting for? Caucused and put under and put another uneducated. That's a very good possibility. That's a very good possibility, Alva. What's your guess on how long Sproles will remain in office? Listen, he is doing all of this crazy stuff a lot sooner than I thought he would. So, I mean, I think that he has a I think he has a very short time being in office, honestly. Yoko Dua says Sproles will agree to meet with anyone if it gives him an opportunity to talk about himself and try to make himself look better. Absolutely. Yeah, so there's a couple questions to that political night. Ryan said, is that meeting on video? Will it be on video? Is it not video? What medium? Let's see here. Okay, Political Night says, we have many questions from all of the actions over the last few weeks and months. He also wants to try and make amends and understand him better and try to understand him better and him try to understand us. He thinks we don't know the real him and he's a really nice guy. Okay. Well, that's very interesting. So the meeting is either Friday or Monday. Yeah, and I'll be honest, that's his MO. This is par for the course with Sproles. He's done this multiple times. He does something, he screws up, he then wants to try to control the message, and he does that. He allowed us to have his cell phone number and put Oh yeah, I've got his number. He's very free with his number. He was a political official running for Muncie. Or running for Muncie. Sorry, I was looking at Audie's thing. Running for Muncie. He was a political official running for sheriff. His number is out there everywhere. Maybe next time he sends out a text message while on the clock, breaking the Little Hatch Act, maybe he'll send it to you guys. That's hilarious. Yeah, Ryan Armstrong keeps asking the question, and I think that that's a really important question. Will this meeting be audio? It will be recorded, Ryan? Okay. I am dying to see that. It will be a great it'll be great to see. Yeah, Yoko, he gives out his number every time he's on the Boss Hogs of Liberty. He does this. He says, "Yeah, my number is 765 6." And that's what he does. That's about what we get from the Boss Hogs of Liberty when he's on. But he does give that number out every time. You've got to watch multiple episodes in a row because it cuts out at different times. And so if you watch 3 or 4 episodes in a row, you finally can put the entire number together. All right. On to Muncie. Dan Ridenhour had a busy day today doing the Dan Ridenhour stuff that Dan Ridenhour does. Does Dan Ridenhour do what Dan Ridenhour does? And the answer is yes, he does. He does do what he does. Let's see here. Here we go. I was gonna turn that into a rhyme, but I didn't know what else to say. All right. here is the community update. Yeah, a good question would be a good question, political night. If I can give you guys one question to ask him, the question would be, why run Christopher Bilbrey? Why run other random citizens who've engaged on Facebook through Spillman? Why would you do that? Who fake cries? Oh, I get it. That's hilarious. Yeah, that would be a good question. That would be a good question to ask. All right. So let's see this right now. Shit show.
Your mayor. Today is Wednesday. It is August 16th. It's a beautiful day today. I understand we have several days of pretty nice weather. We've had some rain this week, but we're looking forward to some sunshine. Wanted to do a couple of updates. Number one, we've had a driver hit a stoplight at Bethel and Tillotson and knocked it over. That's created some problems. Our street department is working to fix it today. But we ask that all Muncie residents avoid that intersection if you can, especially since today starts Ball State move-in day. And so there's going to be a lot of out-of-towners in to Muncie and moving their kids in and moving themselves in. So please be patient with all those incoming Ball State students. It's we're doing the best we can, but after that accident that knocked the pole down, there's just not a whole lot of other things we can do.
Wow, Muncie is quite what? Muncie is quite the happening town. So much to do, so many wonderful improvements, and so much to be proud of.
So as you navigate our city, please know that you want to be careful, and I'd really avoid that unless you're moving in to Ball State. Tonight is Dream with Dan. Tonight, that will be at 6 o'clock. That will be in City Hall at the auditorium. I'll be joined by Muncie Sanitary District Director John Barlow. So he'll be in to talk about some of the things that they've got going on, some of the work that they're doing. And then I also have two community members coming in. We're going to have Whitney Lewis here and Mike Martin, and they're going to talk about some upcoming events and activities that are going on, including the Don McLean concert, which will be—
well, if this doesn't sound like a campaign stunt, I don't know what does.
Be coming up on September 2nd of 2023. We're real excited about that, and we collaborated with Ball State to be at the new Brown amphitheater that they built on campus. So we're real excited about that. An update on Southway Plaza. The HVAC system that they ordered last October has now been delivered. It's been installed, and so you should start seeing some work again. They've held off on getting tenants because of the HVAC system. If you can't heat or cool, you don't want tenants in there. So they had held all that off. We're going to start beginning to work on the parking lot again. The city is doing that because it's an entryway into the city. And they're going to start pursuing tenants once again. So just wanted to let you know that HVAC system has been installed, and we're very happy to have Southway.
That only took 2 years.
Plaza move forward. Riverside Trail is listed as 95% complete. They're finishing up a few more ADA compliant ramps. They're still doing some landscaping. And then a little bit of curb work still needs to be done, and then they'll put on the finishing touches. Now, once all of that's ready, that's when the city's doing its only part of that particular project, which is the paving. So we have not paved yet, but that will occur last. We didn't want to do the paving and have the utilities break into it. So that's why we've waited till the end, but that's our part, the city's part of the project. So looking forward to that being complete, and then they can move on to other areas. It's 95%. We're getting very close, and we're very excited about that. Riverbend Flats, which is the new apartment building, the 60-unit building that's workforce housing. It's on the southeast side of our city, so it's at Memorial in Burlington. We checked with them again yesterday, and they...
You know, you would think that we were like along the Colorado River or the Mississippi River, or that we had a river running through it, or a river of gold, or that the founding father of our community's last name was River, or this was River City. What is the name? What's the deal with all of the names? River Flats, River Inn, River Bend, more like Bell End, man. Like, come the hell on. Yeah, Audie, you're 100% right. How boring can this dude get? Who named all this shit? When I was born, I lived over here at River Flats. When I was in high school, I moved over there to River Bend. Then we moved over there to the High End River. Everything is river. This is so unimaginative, and I just am confused at where they got all this.
We are now 75% leased, so those have been very, very popular. They're very pleased to be at 75% after just a few months already leased. So we congratulate them for their efforts, and I think they put up a beautiful building, a nice playground area, and it's just it's wonderful, and we're happy that they're at 75%. This weekend is the Memory Spiral grand opening celebration. I'm going to read this to make sure I get this correct. It is Saturday, August 26th at Heacon Park. There are all kinds of family activities. This will go from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. So please come out, bring your families, enjoy the historic features that are available in the Memory Spiral, but also take advantage of some of the other things. I think there's going to be some games. There's going to be some food options. There'll be other activities there. So please come out sometime between 11 and 5 and enjoy the Memory Spiral and Heacon Park.
The Memory
so look
Spiral.
forward to that. And then we're also...
That seems like what we're in here in Muncie. We're like in a memory spiral. Like it's going down. Like all there are is good memories. And it's just a big spiral away. It's a spiral of shit. And all we have is the good memories of Muncie. We're in a memory spiral.
Very proud to say that two of our own community members, Amber and Haley, who own Rue's Holistic Pet Supply, their dog Luca recently won its division at the Westminster Dog Show. That was in New York City, and now they get to go to the World Dog Show, and it's going to be in Switzerland this month. So the city of Muncie is very happy to help sponsor some of those travel costs, and we're very proud that one of our own local businesses is going to be representing Muncie on the world stage. So we're real excited, and we wish them great fortune out there on that national stage. And then lastly, there is some road closures in the near downtown area, kind of at the edge of downtown and the Old West End, and that is on Liberty. So you'll see some street closures. They're doing some prep work. Ultimately, we're going to be paving that street, but there's also some sanitary district. We try and do it all at once if we can. So there's some sanitary district work that needs to be done on some of the drainage. And then we're looking at paving Liberty in the downtown area, right on the edge of the Old West End. So that's the update for today, and we'll talk with you next week.
Maybe they should sponsor a few roads. No shit. No crap, man. All right. So next we move on to from there. We move on to the wait a minute. Board of Works meeting. Wow, 31 minutes. We'll skip through this. This will be interesting.
Exciting.
I was too busy yelling.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the August 16th meeting of the Muncie Board of Works. If we'd like to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. If we could have roll call, please, Lacey.
Ted Baker.
Present.
Lola Maurer.
Present.
Linda Gregory.
Present.
Lacey gave us the minutes from
No, this is just
the
hour
August,
2. Get out of here.
9th meeting. Is that right? Yes. And do we have a motion to accept the minutes as presented?
I move approval of the August 9th minutes as presented. Second.
Any comments or questions?
No.
Good. Once again, Lacey, amazing job. Thank you. That's a benefit to the public, so I appreciate that. Okay. Having no comments, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Nay. Okay. Motion carried. Thank you very much. We have the presentation of the Register of Claims by Mr. Craig Wright, City Controller. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Morning.
Not a whole lot this week. Matt and I looked at each other when we got the claims in and said, wow, that's kind of a short list. So only 13 pages. Really not much on here. See, we got a new washer for the animal shelter that is much needed. And just our utility payments and a couple healthcare claims. And that pretty much sums up this week. So I'll just open it up to any questions.
Linda, do you have any questions?
No, I had none. Thank you.
And I do not either.
None
Laura?
this week.
Okay. Again, a lot of the routine expenses for the city, although they're important, they still are monthly reoccurring charges. So, okay. Do we have any comments or questions from, let's get a motion first.
Yes, I move approval of the claims as presented.
Second.
Okay. Do we have any comments or questions from our citizens?
Now,
People in the
wait a
audience? Okay. Having none, all those in favor of approving
Wait a
the
minute.
claims signify by saying aye. Again, a lot of the routine expenses.
And just our utility payments and a couple healthcare claims. And that pretty much sums up this week. So I'll just open it up to any.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Morning.
Not a whole lot this week. Matt and I looked at each other when we got the claims in and said, wow, that's kind of a short list. So only 13 pages. Really not much on here. See, we got a new washer for the animal shelter that is much needed. And just our utility payments and a couple healthcare claims. And that pretty much sums up this week. So I'll just open it up to any questions.
Linda, do you have any questions?
No, I had none. Thank you.
And I do not either.
None
Laura?
this week.
Okay. Again, a lot of the routine expenses for the city, although they're important, they still are monthly reoccurring charges. So, okay. Do we have any comments or questions from, let's get a motion first. sir.
Yes, I move approval of the claims as presented.
Second.
Okay.
Mm.
Do we have any comments or questions
Mm.
from our citizens, people in the audience? Okay.
I'll have to go back through and
Having
see
none,
where all the
those in favor of
utilities are.
approving the claims signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay. Motion carried.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank
Craig.
you.
We have some unfinished business that we're going to continue with. First of all, the community development quotes, future choice parking lot improvements. And they were under advisement. We have Mr. Alan Wisely here with us. How about that?
Interesting.
Welcome, sir.
I say we would ask that those remain tabled for another week.
So both of those?
Just future choices.
Okay. Okay. So while you're up here, probably, right?
Yeah, I've got the next couple things. So
Yeah, so this is on unfinished business number 2, community development contract with Blood and Fire for windows.
yep. And so I do have a contract here for the board's approval with Pride Mark Construction for $20,820. They were the low bidder, and that is to replace 11 windows in the Blood and Fire facility that are on North Madison, both buildings.
Interesting.
And they're just old single pane industrial windows that are original to the building. So we're just trying to help them out with these new windows, which should really bring down their utility costs.
Yes. and probably safer,
Mhm.
and as much benefit as that organization does for the community and feeding thousands of people, right? Thousands of meals. So, okay.
Yeah.
So you want to ask for approval of the $20,820 contract, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I move approval of the contract with Blood and Fire Ministries.
Second.
Okay, great. Do we have any comments or questions here?
Interesting.
Okay. Well done. Let's vote on this.
Interesting.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. Nay. Okay, thank you. Motion carried. Great. Next one, we have Community Development Block Grant, Public Service Contracts, which we did get in advance, but go ahead.
Yep. So I've got 4 contracts here. We did get our award of funds from HUD, so we are prepared to award
Yeah,
these. So we
that's
have
awfully expensive window.
to A Better Way Services, we are awarding them $43,000, and that's to serve an estimated 300 people. For reference, last year we granted them $56,450, and they served 390 people. And the reason they got so much more was because we had come before you for an amendment to allocate additional funds to them, but that is more than they received last year. And then Christian Ministries is a $20,000 grant, and they're estimating to serve 50 people. Last year we gave them $25,000, and they served 58 people. The Muncie Mission, which this is to fund operations at the hub, we're giving them $72,000, and they're saying they're going to serve 900 people. Last year we gave them $40,000, and they served 1,082 people. And then the last one is to the YWCA of Central Indiana. We're giving them $58,000 to serve 650 people, and last year they also received $58,000 and served 590 people.
Okay.
So I have those 4 contracts.
And these funds come from?
So this is the Community Development Block Grant, which which the city receives every year from Department of Housing and Urban Development from the federal government. And as part of that, we have a 15% cap on what is so-called public services, which is what these are. And for this year especially, but in the past years, it's been a focus too. We're really focusing on homeless services and homeless prevention.
I see that from I see that from Shireen. I will go there and take a look at that. Let me continue this on, and we'll go there and take a look at that.
This money.
Okay. Awesome. Well, great. And you guys vetted this pretty thoroughly,
Mhm.
correct? Yeah.
Yep.
We can go through all these at one time since it's well, we can do it all at one time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it all at one time since it's one agenda item, but if there's any questions about individual ones, we can deal with that. So do we have
I move approval of the contracts as presented.
all 4 of them? Okay.
And I'll second.
Okay, great. Do we have any comments or questions? Okay, we have Mr. Yenser is going to come up and ask questions.
Rick Yenser, newsman, author. I just wanted to question about how the allocations were made, given that there are other homeless providers in this community that did not receive funding. And these look to be pretty traditional, along with the big ones like the hub and what else is down there? Oh, the missions hub.
Mhm.
How were the selections made?
Okay, so the way the selection is made is so we have an open application. So anyone who wishes, so we put out the call for proposals for what we're doing, and we accept applications for those, and then we have a committee that meets to review them and looks at the total amount of money we have. Because like I said, this is a very hard number from the federal government as to how much of our award we're allowed to spend on this. And so that committee then meets to allocate the funds. In this year, these were our only 4 applicants. In the past, we have had additional applications from other organizations, but some of those organizations that we have funded with this in the past are no longer around. And some of the other ones, for one reason or another, chose not to submit applications this year.
Okay. And Alan, can I ask you a question here? Does how is this publicized to the public organization?
So it is, so we put out a legal notice, and then all of that is in our annual action plan as well.
Okay.
Which is available on the city's website.
Thank you.
And you have public hearing meetings.
Yep, we have
for
a public
this
hearing
as
meeting,
well.
yes.
So those who would have availability of knowing about this.
Correct, yep. And
Okay.
it's just an online form that they fill out. Like I said, this year, these are our only 4 applicants.
Well, I sure appreciate the work you put into this and the benefit it has for our community. Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any other comments or questions? Alan, thank you for your response. Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, thank you very much. Motion carried. Well done, Alan. Thank you.
What?
Another bit of unfinished business is the noise exemption for the Oasis Bar and Grill. I took this, very seriously and had lengthy conversations with Nate Sloan, the police chief. And one of the things that we're going to do as a board, and maybe to move this forward, is we are going to work very, very hard to make sure that Chief Sloan and the police department is well aware of what's happening. We found out, as in discussions with him, the main thing that they need to know is, first of all, communication of what's happening, because these are all happening at times when sometimes different shifts and such. So the police department needs to know. Second of all, we are going to be looking at any claims from the past. If the police have been called to the location for whatever reason, that's a real significant indicator for him. In light of responses from the situation from several weeks ago, we're just trying to refine this and make sure this is for public safety and such.
No, what they're trying to do is they're trying to be the fun police, and they're not looking at what the issue was that caused the problem that led up to the shooting that was going on. And let me tell you what it was not a situation where some people were wanting to get together and have an event that's been held every year. It was a situation that got wildly out of hand. That was not a regular party. Hey, can I have a few friends over and have some music that plays till 11 o'clock at 12 o'clock at night? That's not the situation. What the Oasis is trying to do is not anything like the situation that happened at Willard and Hackley. That's just not, they're not even in the same ballpark. First and foremost. Second, I'm going to reiterate back, and I told Ted this the other day. Ted and I talked. I said, all I would do is I wouldn't come and ask you. I would never come and ask you how to enjoy my freedoms and my property. I would simply just do it. And I would talk to my neighbors, and I would let them know, and I would make sure that they knew ways to get in contact with me, and yada, yada, yada. Beyond that, that's all that needs to happen. That's all that can happen. If something happens at the Oasis's party that the police need to be called or should be called, then the police need to do their damn jobs. Period. Furthermore, on these noise exemptions, it's the responsibility of the Board of Works to make sure that these reports, these documents that these people are turning in, are fully completed. Part of the completion process is taking them and letting the police and fire chiefs sign off on them. So Ted saying that Nate Sloan said he didn't know, and there's different shifts and they work different times, that is only on the police department. That's solely on the police department. If this man or any other woman goes to the city of Muncie and asks for a noise exemption or to block off streets or whatever, They must go to the police and fire departments to begin with to tell them what they need and to have their signatures. If the chief is signing off on that without reading it or knowing it, that's a problem. If the chief is having his secretary do that or stamp it or whatever, that's a problem. The problem is all of this crap is already in place to be handled if shit gets out of control. But they just choose not to do it. And that's the problem I have with what they're currently doing. It's got a license. It's a bar. I don't get what they're doing here.
So moving forward, when we get these, and again, these need to be in at least 3 weeks before, according to the contract, or 2 and 3 weeks, depending on which one you read. But that gives us time to vet these and such. Just remember that if we don't approve a noise ordinance variation, we're not required to do that by any means. The city has, standards for this.
Sure, and you know what? I'm not required to give a shit if you do it or not. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I wouldn't be asking you guys for permission anyways. I cannot stand this.
That doesn't mean you can't have your event. It's
Sure,
just that
it sure
it's got to be
does.
toned down somewhat.
It might, maybe it will be, maybe it won't be. I'm going to have an event, and if I'm breaking the law, I would expect the police to deal with it. That's the way I look at it. I am never going to ask for permission to be a free citizen.
So after talking with Chief Sloan,
This is interesting.
he was not in favor of issuing this noise ordinance
Disgusting.
exemption for Oasis Bar and Grill, simply because, and we're just going by with what records he has, and they do keep track of this, 31 calls in 2022 by the police department to this location. And in 2023, so far, there's been 20 calls. Now, that doesn't mean Oasis has done anything wrong. It just means that there's things happening, and he's just being very, very protective. And so,
No, he is being punitive. This is being punitive.
Oh, didn't he just say they didn't even need to do this?
Yeah, right.
Because the city has ordinances in place for noise.
Yeah, right.
So then why are we going through this whole hoopla to begin with? So they can look like they're doing something important?
So it looks like something is freaking happening as a result of them. Let me tell you what would look like something. How about you guys investigate the shooting from 3 weeks ago and solve something? You've still not done that. This is nuts.
I'm going to listen to him, and this board's going to listen to him to not grant this
No. You vote.
noise ordinance exemption. Again, nothing against the organization. This is completely for public safety. Okay. Do we have any?
I think the proper
Would be to
procedure
take a vote.
would be that we make a motion to approve it and then
Correct.
vote
That's
accordingly.
where we were going to go.
Okay.
Okay. So, do we have a motion on this noise ordinance?
I move.
Look how scared Ted is. I'm going to back this up. Listen, Ted is doing everything he can to pussyfoot around this. Let's listen, watch him. He breaks his pen right here.
I think the proper procedure would be that we make a motion to approve it and then
Correct.
vote
That's
accordingly.
where we were going to go.
Okay.
Okay. So, do we have a motion on this noise ordinance?
I move approval of the noise variance as presented.
Second.
Okay. Do you have any comments or questions? And we're welcome to this. This is going to be a fluid situation. Again, this is all directed
welcome
100%
to it.
to
It's
public
not your
safety,
decision
okay?
if you're welcome to
Okay.
it.
Having done all those in,
No, she's
okay, come on. Yeah, come on in, come on up. We're welcome to talk about this. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
In
You
2022,
need to identify
Yeah,
yourself.
oh, I'm
No,
sorry, I'm Heather.
You don't need to identify yourself, first and foremost. Let's get this straight. You do not need to identify yourself.
Cool from the Oasis Bar and Grill. In 2022, we let a certain DJ come in and play a couple of times, and things got out of hand. We have since then not allowed that anymore. Some of the calls were calls that had happened like in the street, but the Oasis address was given.
Yeah.
And I do agree with you. Our number one priority is keeping everybody safe. That's why we've hired double the security. We just kind of want to do this as an anniversary thing every year. So that's just, the Oasis is a staple in Muncie, and we don't foresee it being as big as it was last year, just because we are not. Last year we had it promoted on the radio and just had it.
Sure.
But this year we are not promoting it as big, so we don't foresee the crowd being as large. So yeah.
Okay, well, great. And we appreciate that. Some of the thing too is how do we control what does happen? There's been lots of block parties, lots of things that, that people think it's going to be small. Next thing it explodes into a big event. How do you control that and such? And so as we move forward, we're probably going to be, we're going to just review each of these separately. And so appreciate it. This doesn't mean you can't do it.
Okay.
It just means you've got to kind of work with the neighbors as much as how loud you can be and such like that.
Yeah, that's why we haven't really started advertising it yet, because we don't want to advertise it and then you guys come back and say, no, we can't have it, because we've had to rent a stage.
So this is
and things like that.
You can have the event. What you can't have is excessive noise.
Okay. The band will play loud music.
Well, you need to be mindful of what the decibel level is and what's permitted without a variance.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And honestly, some of that works better during the day. You can, and this is really hard to enforce, so don't get me wrong. Sometimes during the day, it's a little bit easier to have louder or be a little bit more energetic. But when it comes nighttime and it gets dark, that's when all these problems start with neighbors not liking it. So, okay, well, thank you for your comments. And
So would you suggest us changing the time, or?
I don't think the police chief would go along with it anyway.
Okay.
Who
Again,
cares?
this doesn't say you can't do this. Okay. And they're not going to be on you making sure and looking at this is just for them. And I can understand the police department's point of view is public safety, and you don't know what you don't know.
Disgusting.
And so he's
You don't know
No,
what you
he's-
don't know anything.
He's afraid people are going to come in again and point fingers at the Board of Works and say, why did you issue the noise variance? This is your fault. You issued a variance to these people. And that's what they're afraid of. They're afraid that they're going to be held accountable. So it's no fun, no noise, bullshit.
Oh. This is so, I just, I cannot believe this.
being very cautious, and we're just looking at every little thing to make sure that any situation does not happen again, because nothing was
What? What did he say? What was that?
department's point of view is public safety, and you don't know what you don't know. And so he's being very cautious, and we're just looking at every little thing to make sure that any situation does not happen again, because
We're wanting to make sure that any what? We're wanting to make sure that any situation does not happen again. We cease to exist because one thing happened and one bad thing happened. We want to make sure that nothing happens. We want to make sure that any situation does not happen again.
Nothing was expected even a few weeks ago, and that was an eye opener for a lot of people. So,
Bullshit, Walter. Listen to me. I absolutely could have predicted nonsense from a couple of weeks ago. Again, I don't think that's got anything to do with what the Board of Works did. This is nuts.
okay, thank you. Thank you, Heather. So any other comments or questions? Okay. For a vote in favor of the noise exemption, all those in favor signify by saying aye. All opposed?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, the motion has been not granted, and we'll advise the police chief.
Yeah,
accordingly.
timing
Again,
issues.
Heather, it doesn't mean you can't do this, okay? Okay, thank you. So we also are working on some documentation from the police chief. It's still being refined. Lacey, I'll give you these for just putting in with the record of the minutes, but most of this just has to do with, even on a noise ordinance, we want the mayor, the police chief to, or his designated party to be able to sign off on these. And they want 3 weeks notice ahead of time. One of the things that he's also asking, and this is, as we adjust for this, he is very interested in if there's going to be hired security or security, he wants to know the names and contact information of all those in security ahead of time, simply because if there's a comment or question or something that happens during the event, they need to call somebody. It's very important that he has that information. As far as all of this is concerned, it's mostly to do with communication. So just be advised that we're going to be working on some forms together, signing off and making sure this is done right. Once we get this, which it's going to be like probably this week, we're going to get this to Lacey, so it's in the clerk's office, the police department, and also we'll get this to be put on the City of Muncie's website. We'll have to work through this because, there's going to be a time period of moving this through. But again, okay. That was just really a comment more than anything.
We're not taking any action on this today.
Because we want his continued input. And the other thing is, I have given copies of this to both other members of the Board of Works. And
yeah, like
since this is their first time seeing
are you
some of
having
this,
a stroke?
These are just works in progress. We want their comments and questions, so we want to make sure that we do this right. Again, I can't stress this enough. It's for the public safety. I have taken this,
for
and I
the
did
good of the people. It's for the common good.
What's our favorite line? The greater good.
Greater good. Yeah, the greater good. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at. Yeah, absolutely. The oh my God. Folks, the Oasis has been a bar in Muncie for a billion years. This is horrible, horrible, horrible economic development. Good cultural etiquette. This is piss poor communicating between the powers that be and the business section of the city. This is
did this earlier in the year, but I went through and it's on the city's website, the noise ordinances that we have in the city. It's well defined.
It is.
And it's not so strict that you can't have fun. Okay. So, but these are meant to protect people. So, the next part of new business is we have a noise exemption, a request from Rocky Jernigan.
This will be
and
interesting.
Rocky, you're here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Rocky
Oh, let's watch.
Jernigan.
Look how nervous Ted is
I put in
now.
the noise
Look how nervous Teddy boy is now.
exemption. I also sent photographs to give you guys an idea how my property is set up. We do security. We don't let no one in under 40. We do an older.
What? We don't let no one in under 40.
Crowd, older music. I don't have actually official hired security, but I have people working gates, working the food.
Gates.
We have porta potty, have stage.
Porta potty.
Like I say, it's all fenced in. We had
Fenced in.
I'm kind of upset about the
Really cool
the
ball
event that
head.
happened the last time.
Last time.
We still had a good crowd of 70 people.
70
fenced
people.
in, no police calls.
No police calls. He was like right next door to the biggest party that occurred. He was like right next door to like one of the biggest police mass shooting situations in Muncie. Yeah, we had no calls. Nothing bad happened.
The only time we did have a police call was once or twice maybe, and that was just kind of the noise. But other than that, we turned
Welcome
it
to
down.
Muncie. Welcome to
People
Muncie. Quiet
can't
down.
float in from
Get off our lawn.
the streets. Ours is controlled. We've controlled it several times. We never had a problem.
If I've read the ordinance correctly, after the second call, the location can be fined. So that's within a year period. So, I mean, I don't know how strict the police department's going to be with this, but question, how do you keep, I see that you have a fenced in area by the photos. How do you keep track of the number of people in and out? Do you have somebody counting who goes?
Yeah.
We got one of those little things that baseball people have, and it clicks and goes click, 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 click. And when it gets to 69, first thing we do is we all go, nice. And then when that 70th person walks in, click, and we shut the gates down. We dig out the moat. We put the alligators in. And until that one person jumps out, then when the person jumps out, we all go, nice again. And then the next person gets to come in.
We do bands. And then again, people, I hate to say this, but it's really a younger crowd that's been having problems.
No 40-year-olds or older have ever shot anybody.
We deal with people 40 and up.
All the
If you're not
young
40 and up,
thugs.
as we put out on the flyers,
Young
etc.,
thugs.
you can't come in. We don't let you in.
We hear you not.
We kind of we don't.
you
It's more of a
come
family of
in.
people that we know. In general, it's not nobody that's just come down and hang out, and wild out. We don't wild out. none of that
We don't
stuff
wild
like
out.
What do you have, a DJ or?
Yeah, we have a DJ. I also DJ myself.
You do?
DJ rock right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lola or Linda, do you have any
Let's
comments?
hear it.
Yes,
Are there going to be alcohol?
You may not be aware, but recently when we've approved these, we
You may not be aware, but recently we approved one of these and we had a mass shooting.
are cutting the variant of the exemption part at midnight.
Yes. Yes.
So we want to change this to 6 hours from 8 hours. Doesn't mean that you have to close down, just means that there's no noise exemption after midnight.
Yes.
Midnight.
According to some conversations that I've had with police chief,
This is what are we betting is going to happen here? Wait. No. Did they just seriously shut down the Oasis? No. Are they going? It's Dirty Dancing. Are they going? And I say that this is Dirty Dancing. This is the Dirty Dancing board all the time. Are they going to allow
Footloose,
this food?
sweetheart.
Oh yeah,
It's Footloose.
Footloose, not Dirty Dancing. It's Footloose. Yeah. I knew that. It's Footloose. I don't know what I was saying. Shut up. Don't put baby in a corner. What are we going to see here? What are we going to see here? Are they going to give Mr. Rocky Jernigan this exemption and not the Oasis? Because that's what I believe is going to happen. So Kate thinks they're going to not vote it. Kate, you think they're going to vote it down, right? I think they're going to vote it up. I think they're going to give this guy. I would say when they did the last noise exemption, I would have said across the board, no noise exemptions. If that's what they were going to do. Now this is going to be interesting to me. I don't know. This is the first time I've seen this. Are they really considering granting this request but not doing this? I cannot wait to see what happens here. I am so excited. Look at him. Look at his face. I guarantee you he had to change his shorts after this.
He doesn't recommend us approving this either.
Oh, all right. Woo! The police chief said he don't recommend disapproving this either. I'm actually shocked he said that. Now, I'm interested in what Rocky Jernigan's going to say here. This is going to be interesting.
Just for the sake of pushing the pause button and making sure that we have our.
Oh my God! Listen. I don't ever want to hear that. Ooh, that just touched me in the wrong spot. That is a triggering word to me. If I hear that from someone again, I might go nuts. That is not. I don't listen here. Just FYI. Don't ever anyone tell me pushing the pause button again. I recently heard that in a really bad situation, and it's something that is just triggering to me. Don't push no pause buttons. I don't need no pause button.
Or things in order.
Things in order. This is out of order. You're completely out of order.
So,
Rocky,
okay,
party on.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, as I said, we never had any kind of violence.
Hey, Rocky, party on, bro. Have 140 people at your house, dude. Have 140 people at your house. Now, there's no exemption. It's a free-for-all. Tear that fence down. Let the youngins in. Wild out. Do your thing.
Like that. And we did have a call. It was just turn it down, and we did. But like I said, this is
turn down that jazz music.
Control. This is not something out of control. I understand the police have their concerns and so forth like that.
Do it.
And was one officer that came one time, and he said he's just getting calls on the noise, and that has to take them away from over here, Ball State, things like that. And I understand Ball State get rowdy, but we're not. That's not what we do here. Like I said, this is our second year going on.
Mm-hmm.
Never no violence. Everything's well taken care of. Everybody well mal-mannered. The older people get to come out. We don't have an establishment for 40 and older people.
What?
So Charles Weatherly and myself, we kind of get together once, twice a year and hold something that people can actually come out and feel comfortable inside of an area that's closed off.
So don't leave here. Do we have a motion to accept this noise exemption?
I move approval of the noise exemption from Mr. Jernigan.
Second.
Okay. Comment that I would have too is if this passes or fails, I think it might be really good for maybe you and I, Rocky, and maybe even the police chief to get together and find out what might work. Okay. We want to, again, we don't want to stop fun. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love fun, but
it's
always
sure
not.
as fuck sounds to me like they want to stop fun.
Listen to that. Yeah, right. You're right. You're right. We don't want to stop fun. Listen, I love fun. Who here loves fun more than me? You put the fun in Muncie. There is nobody alive that puts the fun in Muncie like me. Listen to this.
So don't leave here.
Don't leave here.
Do we have a motion to accept this noise exemption?
I move approval of the noise exemption from Mr. Jernigan.
Second.
Okay. Comment that I would have too is if this passes or fails, I think it might be really good for maybe you and I, Rocky, and maybe even the police chief to get together and find out what might work.
Why did you not say this to the established business that you just shot down an event? They're saying they've not even been able to advertise because they didn't know what you guys were going to do. Why did you not say that same thing to the Oasis? I mean, keep in mind, Rocky Jernigan works for the city of Muncie. All right. That's my problem. Okay, let's be clear. because
And
I
the
want to make sure.
Oasis has hired security, she said, right?
She said they've hired security. They've doubled that hired security because
Okay.
some
I
people
was
are going to
just
be like,
making sure I wasn't mistaken there.
yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
absolutely. And some people are, I know because it's just what happens. Some people are going to say, oh, Bilbrey's saying this because it's a black man. No, don't be stupid. It's got nothing to do with him being a black man. It's got something to do with the fact that he works for the city of Muncie. I don't care what color a person is. I want everybody in Muncie to have fun. And this board wants no one in Muncie to have fun. This board is a direct offshoot of the mayor who could not spell fun if you gave him the FU. All right? Let's just be careful. Let's be real clear and careful. Clear and careful. You could give Dan and Ted together the F and the U. Here, I'll give it to you, Dan. F.
I can help. I can help. I know the SpongeBob song.
Yeah?
You know it?
No.
Aw.
What is it?
F is for friends who do things together. U is for you and me.
I do know this.
N is for anywhere and anytime at all down here in the deep blue sea.
I do know that song. Yeah, I like that. No, I wasn't going to prepare to sing that, but I'm glad you did. I do know that. Yeah, so, well, they apparently don't live in the deep blue sea. They live in the Muncie. And here we don't have fun, even with the FU that I was prepared to give to Dan and Ted.
Okay. We want to, again, we don't want to stop fun. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love fun, but
I can't wait to make that a short. I can't. This is going to be a series. Going to be a short. Listen, he's going to say this.
Mr. Jernigan.
Second.
okay. Comment that I would have too is, if this passes or fails, I think it might be really good
Gonna be
for
right
maybe
here.
you and I, Rocky, and maybe even the police chief to
Short's
get
gonna,
together.
the short's
and
going to
find out
start
what might
here,
work.
right?
Okay.
Here.
We want to, again, we don't want to stop
Here.
fun. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love fun, but it's always not for what happened to. I mean, that's just an indicator. It's what could happen. And it's, I mean, when we have serious, deaths and critical conditions, it really wakes up a community too. So,
What?
okay. So let's have a vote. All those in favor of approving this noise ordinance exemption, say aye. All opposed?
Aye.
Okay.
That's
so
not how that
we're not
works.
granting this. Have your gathering. Just be careful what you do. Okay. Okay. And let's work on it for the future. Okay. Very good.
All right. Thank you.
We have some quotes to open, and we have tasked. No, you don't have to.
No.
We have tasked this beautiful and wonderful opportunity to Miss Linda Gregory to be the opener.
God, he is
And
so
as long as I
nervous.
steal the opener from your drawer, I'm in good shape.
He doesn't even
Okay, the
know
first one
what
is
he's
from
saying.
Oracle Elevators in Indianapolis, and their base quote is $42,250.
And this is regards to the shared lift at Cornerstone.
Correct.
And this falls under community development.
Correct. And this is public facilities. So this is the same funding source as the Windows for Blood and Fire.
Okay.
So another part of the community development block grant, just a different side of it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, this one is from, hang on a minute.
They don't always have them exactly.
Oh, they're not always in the same order. That's true.
Weird. I thought we were pausing. Yeah.
And I've had, like, Alan may know these better if he can find it, if you need help.
Yeah.
Well,
I've had people come up many times when I was opening, so.
Yeah, I thought they were shutting the Cornerstone
it's not
down.
summarized at the front, that's for sure. It looks like they've printed off the contract or something.
Linda, how much was that first one for?
$42,250.
We're going to hurry this along, people. I want to hear what they're doing here with Cornerstone because they're shutting it down.
Alice knows better than I am.
Yeah, Steve B. This is nuts. Absolutely, this is insane.
Nothing else in here.
This is nuts.
Free.
There it is. Okay.
There it is.
All righty. Thank you.
Yeah,
He is
I
better
was
than
watching
I am.
a video for a minute.
Okay, and the next one is,
Okay, this one is from American Elevator. It's for $36,146.
Okay.
I assume you're taking these under advisement.
okay, will do. Thank you very much. And then the last one we have is kind of written in, it's something from the Village Promenade. And if we could have the party come forward and explain what's happening here.
How are we doing? Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Carrie Grimes. I am the general manager at Village Promenade. And first, I would like to apologize for my delay as I did not put this request in until 2 days before our move-in. But this is our annual yearly closure for our move-in. It is Friday. We will just be requesting that portion from University to North Street to be closed off for the day. This year I did make an adjustment only to have that extended through Saturday because we have had quite a few people schedule a move-in for Saturday. So I thought it would make traffic flow a little bit better if we went ahead and extended it.
And this is mostly for public
Man,
safety.
her
right?
eyes are
Student safety,
really
yeah.
wide.
Yeah, because there's a lot happening.
Do you
What
have the
is going
forms that
on?
you
I do have all of the forms.
And what are the times?
So the first move-in time on Friday is at 9
Oh my
a.m.
God.
So I am asking that it get blocked off at 8 or 8:30 at the latest. And then the last set of move-outs on Friday are at 4 o'clock. So
Forget the biggest display of spinelessness. This is the biggest display of eyes I've ever seen. Oh my God.
potentially could be removed then from, I would say 9 p.m. on so that the evening traffic can go through, and then place it back Saturday morning at 9 a.m. because we don't open until 10.
Okay.
Do you want me to bring these to you?
Yes, please. Thank you. I say, okay.
I'm mostly concerned whether we have police approval.
I have also we'll have Justin Peters and Amy Kessler along with Mike Piles availability that day, and Danny, I believe, has also signed up to be a backup for Justin and Amy should we need it.
Okay, just to clarify, it's Dill Street that's being closed, not University.
Correct.
Okay, I misunderstood.
University will stay open.
Yeah.
It's actually just
It's the
at
one
the end
between
there.
those.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, if last year we did have Reese, who is at outside the Chug often, that came outside our building. Is there any prohibition? I don't know the word I'm looking for. Is he allowed to do that?
And
Because
tell me,
he
what did he do again?
he has a vendor booth. He makes chicken. Chicken like grills and cooks out food. He has a street vendor's license to be able to do so.
And where is he doing that?
In between the building, it's already blocked off, so he's just going to be in that blocked
in
off
that block.
space.
Okay.
Yes.
As long as it's confirmed by health codes.
Oh my God!
and,
Shut up, Ted.
He's got a
Shut
vendor's license, and as long
up.
as that
Shut
area, I believe,
up.
I don't have a problem.
Shut
with
up.
Okay.
I'm glad you don't have to
Everything is
shut
good.
up, Ted.
Okay. I just wanted to double check. Thank you so much.
that. Okay, so, will we see anything?
No, I'm good.
You didn't see anything?
I didn't see any.
I
I move
didn't
approval of
either,
the
but anyway.
application.
So, excuse me,
Go ahead.
do we have a motion to accept this closure?
Yeah, I move approval.
And I'll second.
Okay. Any other comments or questions from the public? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, so it's carried, and Lindsay will take care of getting you a copy of this ahead of time. And if you could make sure,
Yes.
Take your
I
picture.
actually put it on my calendar for May 1st of next year so that I submit it at least within the month of May.
Well, and
I
we-
apologize.
and again, surrounding public safety, we appreciate that. and it's a hectic time.
Yes.
Matter of fact, if you are a person that's going to be in Muncie or resides in Muncie, it's best to stay away from Ball State in the next several
Period.
days.
Yeah. The Tillotson and University Riverside, you're just going to want to avoid.
And we are grateful that students are coming back. We
Me
are
too.
grateful for the Muncie restaurants and activities are grateful for their coming back too. So,
Yes.
so anyway, Muncie, Ball State and that whole organization and Ivy Tech for that matter has a huge economic impact in our community. So,
Absolutely.
okay, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Your first name again is
Carrie.
Carrie. Okay. Do we have any other comments or questions retaining to business today? Okay. Motion, no further business. So the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.
What in the toad? What? That was the weirdest. Okay, let's get out of here. Meeting adjourned. We were here for, this meeting took 31 minutes. We were here for 28 minutes too long. Okay, folks, I'm sorry that this show's went so long. I'm gonna try to do my very best in these new in the spotlight. If you've not noticed, I've been keeping it closer to like an hour and 30 minutes. I'm gonna try to keep them around an hour and 20, hour and 30 minutes. I am so sorry we went this long. We had so much to pack in tonight. I probably should have pushed one over, but I knew that we would be talking about things tonight and we will be carrying over. Tomorrow, we will again be talking about what's going on in Madison County. We'll probably still be talking about the Henry County stuff. We have a lot of stuff that's going to bleed over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Tomorrow is the day I'm going to be sending out the notifications to candidates for candidate interviews. So we will be doing that. I want you guys to keep lookout for a rainwater makeup interview, rainwater makeup day we're going to have. And for those of you that are questioning, where's Brandon Rudd? Brandon Rudd will actually be doing the rainwater deal. I have interviewed rainwater 5 or 6 times by now. And I want to be able to sit this one out and be able to watch this as an observer. So because that's what the deal was last time, that they were going to do it while I was on vacation and Brandon was going to be on. And it's not going to be the same thing about that we've done in the past with rainwater. It's going to be basically just a makeup day for what would have been on Wednesday the 9th. So basically what you're going to be watching is you're going to be watching rainwater on a political spotlight show. He's going to be guest hosting the political spotlight show, and Brando is going to be his co-host. And they're going to talk about several different things. It's going to be a fun event. So we will do that. It'll be fun, and I can't wait for that. Be looking for that. Hey, please, I don't know where we stand. Somebody, I think Josh Fisher, went through earlier and said, hey, there's 42 people here and only 15 likes. That is horrible, folks. We need to do better with that. Hitting the like button is something that you can do that gives us a boost. Basically, what that does is the algorithms push us up in the YouTube recommends. When you just get on there and it post up a bunch of stuff, the more people that hit the likes, the more people our podcast gets in front of. And so those are simple things that you can do to help us out. 21's better than where we were. I'm always going to be pushing for more. Please help share the show with everyone you know. Spread the word. Communicate about it. You guys have been communicating fine. Comment down in the comment section too if you feel like it. If you go back and you'll watch something from this show or whatnot, or you share this, make sure you're commenting in the comment section and do what we can. We're going to try to spread the show. We need to get those subscriptions up. We've hit a little bit of a lull with that, so we're wanting to get those subscriptions up. We need to keep pushing. It's going to be a big push. It's going to be several months, people. This is going to be some hard work, and we need to do it. So we got to get this message out. We've got a great crew here. The crew here is the best crew we've ever had. And we're going to be doing some great stuff. We have some amazing amazing static videos coming down the pipe that's going to be coming at you soon. So be looking out for that. Some very cool things that we've never done before. We're going to be stepping out of our comfort zone and doing some stuff. It's going to be tied to government and politics, but maybe loosely tied. And it'll be really neat to see how you guys react to this. So be looking out for that. And those you're going to want to hit that bell for, because you'll be notified when we drop content. All right, you guys have a good evening. The postscript for tonight is: don't molest kids, period. All right. Good night. God bless. See you tomorrow. Bye.